a la clase de español. Hoy estamos hablando sobre comida en los países hispanos. Today we're going to be talking about foods in Spanish-speaking countries. All right, los mercados, okay? There are different types of markets that you can go to depending on which Spanish-speaking country you go to. They're going to have outdoor markets that are extremely popular, and this is where you're going to be able to find about anything you want to find. This is also where you can barter. And remember, barter means that you can either trade, or it also means that you can negotiate your price. So this is where knowing your numbers in Spanish is really going to help you because you can negotiate the price down. Some Spanish-speaking countries, you can negotiate quite a bit down from the price they give you, and other Spanish-speaking countries, maybe just one or two down from the price that they give you. So watch this video that I have linked here to kind of see what an outdoor market might look like in Barcelona. All right, supermercados. Supermercados are a little different. You're not going to be able to barter or negotiate the price like you would in the mercados. Supermercados are just kind of like a grocery store that you would find here, but sometimes it's going to be kind of more like a Walmart or a Target where you're going to be able to find linens and electronics and things like that. All right, this is a very famous grocery store in Peru. It's called Wong, and a lot of times you're going to find these in big cities, not in the small cities, and a lot of times it's going to be 2 stories. Sometimes it's not, but it just depends. So this one is a 2-story Walmart or 2-story Wong, and it's going to have more of your grocery items on the bottom floor, and then like your electronics, linens, things like that on the top floor. All right, this is what the employees at Wong dress like. And so you would see them, that would be how you would know that they work there. This is an example. You could pay this guy to help you deliver your groceries as well. All right, la comida. Spanish-speaking countries have totally different food than here in Los Estados Unidos, in the United States. So typically, if you go to a Spanish-speaking country, you can order something called a desayuno americano, which is an American-style breakfast. So typically in Spanish-speaking countries, they're going to eat something extremely light for breakfast, so maybe a piece of toast or a fruit, or maybe a fruit and a piece of toast. Whereas in America, we eat a lot more for breakfast. So therefore, that's why if you order a desayuno americano, it's going to come with huevos, so eggs, fruta, most of the time fruit, and then pan, some type of bread. And so you can go to some restaurants and they'll have different styles that you can do. All right, so here is some examples of things that you would see. A lot of times lunch is going to be later in the day, and so Spaniards, which are people from Spain, they're not going to eat lunch until like 2 to 4 in the afternoon. And then that also means that their dinner would be later as well. And so that's going to be, lunch is the biggest meal in Spanish-speaking countries, so it's going to be a lot bigger, whereas dinner is a smaller meal. So it's kind of like in America, it would be swapped, where we have dinner is our biggest meal. In Spanish-speaking countries, it's going to be lunch. Okay, this is a famous food in Honduras, and this is very similar to kind of like a taco. Okay, so this is called a baleada, and it is served for either breakfast, it can be served as lunch, and it can also be an evening meal. Okay, so it's typically a flour tortilla, and it's folded over and has different fillings depending on what meal that you're going to eat it for. And so you will find this in most places in Honduras. All right, this is a nacatamales, and this is very similar to the Mexican tamales, except for this one is going to be a little bit larger, and it's going to be filled with meats and vegetables, and it's steamed in banana leaves instead of corn husk, like in Mexico. And it's usually often served as like a Sunday morning meal or at special occasion meals. All right, guinea. This is Peru's delicacy, and this is guinea pig. Okay, so in Peru, guinea pig is not so much a pet as it is a food item, just like you would find here in America, farms of cows and chickens and things like that. You're going to find guinea farms. Okay, so it's typically served fried, and you will have this in many restaurants because it's been in the Andean diet for over 5,000 years, and most of the time it's going to be served with French fries. So if you notice here, the French fries, they brought out ketchup and mustard because I'm an American and so that's what they know. But typically they're going to serve their French fries with salsa and limes, and so you squeeze the limes on the French fries and then you dip it in the salsa, and it's que rico. All right, trucha. Trucha is trout, and this is another Peruvian delicacy. And you will find this especially in the montañas of Peru, in the mountains of Peru. It's typically served with some type of potato because Peru is known for potatoes. So it's either baked potato, fries, some type of potato. And it's also served with a little salad and some kind of vegetable. So you'll find this in a lot of places in Peru. All right, this is Inca Cola. Inca Cola is the Peruvian drink. Okay, and so basically it's like bubblegum flavored soda, and it's a yellow soda, and it's one of those things that either people are going to really love or they're not. I'm one of the ones that no me gusta. I don't really like it that very much. All right, this is standing in the plaza. Remember, in most Spanish-speaking countries, you'll see a plaza in the center of the city. And so I'm standing at the Starbucks, and what you can see across the way is a two-story McDonald's. They're going to serve the same things in McDonald's that you'll find here in Los Estados Unidos, but for breakfast, you'll find different items. Okay, so in the South, you'll find McDonald's have biscuits and things like that, whereas in the north of Los Estados Unidos and in Spanish-speaking countries, it's going to be like the McMuffins kind of thing. And then also beside the McDonald's, you can see a movie theater, un cine. All right, lomo saltado. This is mi favorito. This was my favorite meal when I was in Peru. And basically what it is it's like a steak stir fry. So what you'll have is, this one's a fancier plate, but typically what you're going to have is you're going to have your rice down on the bottom, then your French fries, then your steak stir fry on top, and then like all the juices soaked through. But it is so good. So if you ever get the opportunity to go to either a Peruvian restaurant or to Peru, you should try lomo saltado. All right, mate. Mate is a type of tea. It's an herbal tea that is either served hot or cold. And so typically what you're going to find is you're going to find a gourd, and then you'll have a straw. And if you look at the straw real closely, you'll see that it has little filters, little holes. Okay, and so typically you're going to pour your mate leaves into your gourd, and then you'll put your straw in, and then you'll either put hot or cold water in it, depending on if you want to drink it hot or cold. This is also a social beverage because typically in Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia, a lot of times what they'll do is they'll be with a group of people and somebody will have their mate and then they'll just take a sip, pass it, take a sip, pass it, that sort of thing. So it's a very strong tea. It's very caffeinated. They have regular, and then they also have a naranja, an orange flavored mate, and it just depends on what you like. All right, this is a Costa Rican taco. and it was so good. So this one is a marinated chicken, and instead of regular salsa, they had a mango salsa that you put on top, and then they always served your meals with some type of fruit in Costa Rica because it's a tropical country. So I have like a ensalada de fruta here, a fruit salad with my taco. And their tacos taste totally different than tacos here in the United States because we have Americanized our tacos. This was so good. All right, this is a Costa Rican lunch. This is at a very famous restaurant that we were in Costa Rica. Lunch is the biggest meal, and so this is a three-course meal. So we started out with a soup that you see here in the picture. And then you basically just told the waiter if you wanted chicken, fish, or steak. And so I got pollo chicken, and it's grilled, and then it comes with the sides the same for everyone. So it comes with a rice and black bean mixture, which is a typical side dish in Costa Rica. It comes with mixed vegetables that were steamed, and then a little ensalada. At this restaurant particularly, they are known for their fruit drinks. Okay, so I have a jugo de guanabana, which is a melon banana type fruit that is grown in Costa Rica, and it's like a white drink. It's really good. All right, in El Salvador, you'll find pupusas, and it's a traditional Salvadorian dish. And it's basically a thick corn tortilla stuffed with either some type of filling. So it's either stuffed with um, cheese or sometimes meat, but most of the time it's going to be cheese, and then they'll just dip it in different things. Then it's going to be served with some type of ensalada or some kind of slaw. In Bolivia. All right, so Bolivia um, dishes are mainly a mixture of Spanish cuisine with Andean traditions. Okay, so that remember the Andes Mountains are through the heart of Bolivia. And so you will see a lot of that stuff there. So this is papas fritas, which is stuffed potatoes. And so what they do is they have their baked potato, they open it up, cut a hole, and then stuff it with different types of meat mixtures. And then that is what you're going to eat, and the potato kind of absorbs the flavor. Que rico. All right, this is jugo de guanabana. This was the drink that I talked about in Costa Rica. And this is what the fruit looks like. So it's a white fruit, and it's a mixture between like some type of melon and banana, basically, and it's a white drink that you drink. And you can also eat their fruit too. When I was in Ecuador, this was my favorite restaurant. This was called Crepes and Waffles. But they served breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they were especially known for their desserts. Okay, and so in Ecuador, the dollar there is not worth as much as the dollar here in the United States, so you could get a lot more there cheaper than you can here in the United States. And so this was just some pictures of some of the things that I would eat the different times that I went there. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this PowerPoint slideshow, and I hope that now you have a little better understanding of Spanish food. And if I were you, I would look up some of these very famous foods.